Now, yesterday in music class, we learned about two different stringed instruments, the ukulele, and we also talked a lot about the guitar and how they were the same and how they were different. One way that they're the same is that they're both stringed instruments. I call them stringed instruments because they're making a sound with their strings. Both of them are using strings to make the sound. But I don't know if you knew this or not, but there's actually lots of different stringed instruments. So today I have a special treat for you. I actually brought an iPad. That way we can play a game and we can listen to the sound of other stringed instruments. Wouldn't that be cool? You already know how a ukulele sounds and how a guitar sounds. But I want you to hear some other stringed instruments. So we're going to kind of do this like a game. We're going to kind of play a game with it. So how we're going to do it is I'm going to play the sound, and I want you guys to think and to guess what the sound is and what instrument it is. Can you do it? All right, let's get started. Okay, listen. Listen.
Cello.
Oh, it's a cello. Look, this is a cello. See? It has strings too. See how the man is sitting behind the cello and he's rubbing the strings with that stick. The stick is called a bow, and he's rubbing it against the strings, and that's how it's making it sound. And that's called a cello. Let's see if there's other stringed instruments we can listen to the sound of. Ooh, that's the cello still going. This one's really cool. Listen. Did you guess what that sound could have been? Listen again.
Harp.
It's a harp. A very beautiful sound. Here's a picture of a harp for you. See? It's a lot of strings next to each other. It's very large, a very large instrument. And then you see, you use your hands to pluck the strings to make the sound. And you see how she's sitting behind the harp. That's another stringed instrument, is a harp. Can you guys guess another? All right, turn on your listening ears. Let's see if we can get another stringed instrument going. Listen again.
Mandolin.
It's a mandolin. You know what? I actually have a mandolin to show you. Look. This is another stringed instrument. It's called a mandolin. This one is the same as the other string instruments that we've learned about, the ukulele and the guitar. It's same because it has a body and a neck and a head, and it makes its sounds through the strings. That's how it makes a sound. But what's different is this one actually has more strings. Let's see. It actually has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 strings. Whew, that's a lot of strings. So that's more strings than a ukulele, and it's also more strings than the guitar has. Because the guitar has 6 strings. Wow, 8 strings. And it has 8 tuners up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tuners. But it's actually smaller than the guitar. Even though it has more strings, it's smaller. So some things are the same and some things are different between them. So that's that instrument. Let's see if we have any other stringed instruments I can let you listen to the sound of. I bet I do.
Lute.
That's a lute. It's called a lute. And I have a picture of a lute for you to see too. Oh, you can see what a lute looks like. There's a lute. See, it's just a little girl playing it. It's still getting its sound through the strings, just like all the other string instruments that I've shown you. But it sounds a little bit different. Let's see if we can listen to the sound of any other stringed instruments. I bet I can find more on my iPad. There we go. Listen. Okay, listen again. Did you guess? Did you guess what it was?
Viola.
Viola. You may have guessed violin because a violin and a viola look very similar, but they're actually a little bit different. Here, I'll show you a picture of the viola. There it is. There's the viola. Just like a violin, you can put it under your neck, the one side, and then you hold the other side with your hand, and then you use the bow to rub the strings. You can also pluck the strings with your fingers, but a lot of times you use the bow to rub the strings back and forth and make a sound. So that's the viola. I have another one for you.
Violin.
That one's the violin. Very close to the viola. It looks very similar, but it's a little bit different. You play the violin the same way as the viola, putting it under your neck and rubbing the bow against it, or using your fingers to pluck the strings. I have a picture for you. There we go. See? This is actually a viola and a violin right next to each other. So the violin is right there. The violin's a little bit smaller than the viola. So there's the viola, it's a little bit bigger, and the violin is a little bit smaller. And they're playing with each other. They both have 4 strings, but one of the strings makes a different note, a different sound. So it makes them very different. Let's see if there's any other stringed instruments. I think that may be all the string instruments. Oh, that's a violin again. That was all the stringed instruments that I had for you guys today to show you. That one's actually a violin. I just wanted to show you the violin, the girl playing the violin. So those are some stringed instruments that I wanted to show you. All right.